Because if you are a virgin, they are wondering, are you in this world? They even make you look timid, uncivilized, because you kept your virtue. And there are many people now looking for people to disflower them so that they can belong. Because it's a trend and it's strong among young people. Listen, be proud about your virginity. God says to care about immorality. Today, they ask you, how old are you? You say you are 25. You say, you know what they are saying? Oh no, I'm not a virgin. Come on. Because if you are a virgin, they are wondering, are you in this world? They even make you look timid, uncivilized, because you kept your virtue. And there are many people now looking for people to disflower them so that they can belong. Because it's a trend and it's strong among young people. Listen, be proud about your virginity. God says to keep yourself. He said the bed undefiled is a blessing. You are not Jew by keeping yourself. Don't let anybody pressure you into error. The world is fighting everything that is godly. These things are trends. And then immoral lifestyle. People wear their clothes, they want to throw the trouser down. If you want to be naked, be naked. People sew clothes, the whole chest is exposed. They wear skirts, the skirt is shorter than the pant. And then you see them, could put hanky. You know what you wore? And then they are wondering why they can't represent God. These are the subtle battles that we are fighting. The devil has gone systemic. It's those days that the demon will appear with a horn and say, I will kill you today. Now they are mingled into lifestyles. They are mingled into our civilization. You need discernment to identify it, and you need authority to stop it. So they come in form of policies, they come in form of innovations, and they come in form of trends. Erosion of family values. Today, being a single mother is a big deal in some nations. In fact, governments give allocation to people who are single parents. So many ladies don't want to get married. They want to have a single child. Because if you are a single parent, they put you on salary. But if you are married, you're on your own. You see the wickedness. I was in Europe and I saw that this was one of the ways of escaping poverty. If you can't fend for yourself, go and get pregnant. The moment you become a single parent, you are on monthly salary. In Africa too. The moment you are a single parent, but you get married, go and work with your hand. So you see that it's a dark intelligence. Now, if you are paid for being a single mother, why do you bother yourself with marriage? And then you get married to somebody who is struggling? No way. So instead of getting married, let's be dating. We can date and give birth to as many children as we want. So these are trends destroying family patterns and ordinances. Then you see radical feminism. Women who consider submission to their husband as limitation. I am equally educated. The Bible didn't say submission is a function of illiteracy. It said, wife, submit to your husband. But it's a movement today where people are parading, and what they do is that they look for successful women and use them as ambassadors of feminism. Your husband can't be your head. Your husband can't lead you. Why not marry yourself? Nobody is saying submitting to your husband makes you less of a human. You are working on your job, you submit to your boss. Does that reduce your humanity? This is divine order. The word that can't define marriage is now defining to God what. And these are trends. So you see many ladies, when they get married, they call their friends to find out, what should I do so that my husband doesn't play with me? If you didn't trust him, why did you marry him? Me, I don't take nonsense. So I want it. They even summon a meeting in this house. This is how we are going to live. I just want you to know, because me, I don't take nonsense. Really. Clap for yourself. You are wise. This is what is destroying our world. Satan knows. He's violating divine order. I'm finally, is normalization of violence. The world has become a jungle, and it is the strongest that is the right one. So from our politicians, to our pastors, to our leaders, to everybody that has power, so long as you have enough authority, you are right. So you see, election is being hijacked. The moment he becomes president, he's right. You see somebody being bullied. So long as he's in the position of power, he is right. So nothing can happen to you is jungle justice. And these things break down law and order, and they destroy the conscience of men. These are the things Satan is using. This is why you must rise as a legislator. And very quickly, who is a legislator? Legislators are individuals who exercises spiritual authority to implement or enforce God's will on earth, and causing the earth to align with God's purpose and God's order. So it's not a title, it's a responsibility. When you are able, through spiritual authority, to enforce God's will on earth and causing the earth to align with God's order and God's purpose, you have become a legislator. You may not have been ordained by any church. This is not a church thing. This is a kingdom position that men grow into. So I'm not talking about ecclesiastical ordination. You can be ordained and not be a legislator. But you may not have ecclesiastical ordination, but you are yet a legislator. So long as you can wield spiritual authority and establish God's order, you have become a legislator. So legislators advocate for God's principles and God's ordinances wherever they find themselves, and they have the power to do so. I read a few scriptures to you. These are foundations. 2 Corinthians 5 verse 20. The Bible says, we are therefore Christ's ambassadors, as though God were making his appeal through us. He said we are so much of God's ambassadors that it looks as if everything God wants to do, he's doing through us. That's the mentality of a legislator. If I don't enforce it here, God can enforce it. And so because God sent me here, he has already come. So anything God wants to do is in my place to do it. Matthew 6:10, Jesus taught us. He said when you pray, this should be one of the major burdens of your prayer. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So you study that prayer, you see that you move from give us this day our daily bread. It's not wrong, but you must graduate into thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. That's legislators. First Peter 2:9, he said you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, God's own special people, called forth to showcase, to manifest, to reveal, and to enforce God's marvelous light in the dark world where you find yourself. Those are legislators. If your Christianity has not reached here, you'll be shocked when you get to heaven. I told my people, I'm sure all of us will worship in heaven, but I'm not sure all of us will laugh. Because they cry in heaven too. John went there and he was weeping. You know why he wept? The Bible said, the seal was open and there was no man worthy to open the scroll. So when you go to heaven and you can't fulfill your assignment, you will weep. You think even if Judas is saved, because there's a debate whether he's saved or not saved. That's not my debate. But even if he's saved, you think he will celebrate in heaven? When he sees Peter sitting on a throne, Jesus said, you will sit with me on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes. You see Peter on throne, you see James. Then you stay somewhere far. You are waving your colleague. With that happen, not everybody will celebrate there. This is why you must play your part here and now. One of the blessings of life is that it affords you the opportunity to play your part. You are a chosen generation. And he didn't just say you are choosing. Revelation 1:6, he said he made us kings and priests unto God. And when you study the job of priests and kings, is legislation. The highest level of priesthood is legislation. When you have entered the Holy of Holies, then you do the business of blood. You intercede for the nation of Israel. And kingship is the ability to enforce dominion. Is legislation. So we must raise legislators in church. But for you to be a legislator, there are characteristics you must have, and there are weapons you must have. And that's where I round up tonight's introduction. I give you 5 characteristics of a legislator. Number 1, a legislator must have perfect understanding of God's ways and of God's laws, because that's what you represent. Luke was speaking in Luke chapter 1 from verse 1. He said, in